All right, stop. Stop and acknowledge your partner. All right. So we're now going to have a conversation. We're now going to have a conversation about creating workability in life. All right, so one of your assignments was to identify and write in your notebooks at least 3 areas of your life where you're experiencing struggle, effort, hard work, obligation, you lack freedom, or things just flat out aren't working. So what did you notice as you began to confront the areas of life that are not working? Okay, so this is going to be you're just going to shower from your seat. What did you begin to notice? What did you begin to notice?
Basically, I have this problem of not mingling with people, socializing. So I kind of noticed, like, since I finished the landmark forum, I started talking to a lot of people. I had a fear, some kind of fear, I don't know.
Okay, so you noticed there was around people, there's a fear.
Yeah,
Okay.
some kind of fear that I was not able to approach people or something like that.
Got it. Okay.
I'm still working on it, but yeah, it's coming out.
Got that. Okay, good. So just raise your hand. What did you notice as you began to confront, what did you notice as you began to confront the areas that were not working? Betty?
I noticed that I waited until the very last minute to do this previous.
Okay, so you noticed you procrastinated. You put it off, got that. Right? Anybody else notice that? You really put that one off in particular? You don't even want to look. Okay, all right, who else? What did you notice, Jocelyn? Yeah, sorry, say it again. Jack Hill.
What I noticed, there's a right time to present something. Oh, you're upset about something. It may not be good to talk about it, when there's a family and Mother's Day. Or it may not be good. At 3 o'clock in the morning while they're sleeping, they wake up and probably post our weapons down. I think it's a time to present it.
Okay.
So I realized that I need to be patient. It is just because I want to talk about it now doesn't mean that that's the best time. So that's what I got.
Got that. All right, who else? What did you notice as you began to confront the areas of life that weren't working? Yep. John. Sorry.
So, as long as I can remember, I could talk to a rock. I really haven't had problems with that. But what I have noticed is just because I'm talking to, I see 50 people a day, doesn't mean I am present with each person. I'm having whole conversations. So that it was kind of a rude awakening for me.
Okay, but you're not present.
That, just because I'm talking to people doesn't mean they're listening, first of all.
Yeah.
I'm okay with. But doesn't mean that I'm listening to them.
Okay, got that, John. All right, so I'm going to ask the question again, all right, because what's getting answered is a different question. Not the question I'm actually asking. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question again, and then I want to hear about that question. So part of your assignment was to really look into your life and inquire into and look at the areas of life that weren't working. With struggle, effort, hard work. So this is just when you started to confront those areas. So there were the specific things you saw, like in that area you saw that in there, but just even in the confronting what wasn't working. Somebody said procrastination. You procrastinated, so you noticed that was there. Right, that got a little bit closer to that world. Yeah.
Managing time is something difficult, so I have to
see
open up something and then something comes up, so then I have to do that and then skip on this, so I'm kind of all over the place a lot of times.
Okay.
Because I have too much on my plate and too much, my hands are full.
Okay, so something about too much on your plate. Yeah, Chandrika?
For me, I had to go to call another resource about a project I'm trying to finish. I had made that goal last week. I've been so busy for everybody else this last week. Even today, even today, I woke up running for somebody else. So I hadn't shown up for myself in the last week.
Got that. Okay. All right, good. So I got everything everyone said. All right, and what I hear is you actually started noticing specific things and then maybe even started to take action in those areas to some degree. But for how many of you did you not want to, like Betty said, you really didn't even want to look?
Yes.
And even right now, you would really rather not look at the areas of life that aren't working. Okay, tell the truth. Yeah, so here's the thing. This assignment takes enormous courage. For you to actually look, actually it's about to get a lot more courageous. It's about to require a lot more courage on your part. But come on, who wants to actually look at the areas of life that aren't working? We don't want to do that. It's like, I'll just focus on this one. This one's fine over here. Forget about that one. You know, so just even in the looking took something. Okay, so for whatever it took, I acknowledge you for looking. You know, so consider, before you can have a conversation for creating workability, if you're going to create workability, what do you have to start to deal with?
What's not working?
What's not working? If you're committed to workability, you got to start with what's not working, right? So consider that in life, we tolerate an enormous amount of unworkability. We just tolerate as human beings we have a capability to tolerate an enormous amount of workability. And if you need evidence for that, turn on the news. And you'll see a lot of evidence for things not working. So one reason people live lives of unworkability is they never really fully confront the degree and the impact of life not working in that area. We never really fully confront what's not working and the impact of what's not working. You know, and the impact is really the key part. So we're now going to give you an opportunity to look at your life and confront what's not working. Okay, so take out your notebooks, and if you need a notebook or a pen, raise your hand. Okay, just keep them up, and then remember your agreement to bring your notebook, because this assignment in particular, we're going to refer back to later on in the seminar. Okay, so keep your hands up. Okay, and here's what I want to share about this. So what you're going to do in a moment is, and I'll guide you through this, you're going to start making lists of areas in your life, and you're going to be rating them on a scale of workability. Okay, and I'll tell you what that is. Okay, roll a little quicker. Thank you. All right. So I started to do this before the seminar started. So as part of my preparation, I started to make areas of my life and I started rating them on the scale of workability. And then I kind of set that aside, and I haven't looked at it since before session 1. And then, so in preparing this session, I pulled that list out. And I saw something really that kind of shocked me a little bit. And what I saw was, so I made that list, but not only did I make that list, but in some of those areas, I've actually been in action. And although we're only here at session 2, wherever I rated those things before session 1, my ratings were higher. And it wasn't like I had focused attention on, I rated the area of relationships a 5 and now it's a 7. I'm going to make sure that rating goes up. That wasn't where my attention was. I really started to look to see, what was going on in that area, right? So that's the opportunity of doing this work. So you're going to, first you're going to list all the major areas or aspects of your life that are important to you and determine the quality of your day-to-day life. Okay, so you're going to make a column listing the major areas in your life and leave room between the areas. So you're going to have room to write stuff. Okay, so here are some possible areas to look at.
Wait, how many columns might there be? Items?
Well, there's just one column, and there will be however many areas in your life that you write down. Okay, so I'm going to give you some, but you're not limited to this list, and you don't even have to take any of these. But here are some common areas to look at. Okay, so family and relationships. And you might want to split that out right, but that would be one general area, family and relationships. Okay, you could also look at work and finances. Again, you might want to separate that out. There's 2 areas. Health, fitness, and well-being. Could be another area. And then it says, I'm saying these, just write down whatever areas come up for you that are important for you. You know, I'm just giving you possible places to look. Spirituality and faith could be another place to look, or your relationship with God might be a place to look. Your home environment, you know, like your physical environment or your what it's like in your home. You could look at your hobbies or your volunteer work. Okay, sex and intimacy is another area you could look at. Sex and intimacy. Again, you might want to split those out. Those are actually our two distinct areas of life that we collapse together. We have a whole seminar called the Sex and Intimacy Seminar. It's not being offered this year for those of you who are now like, I want to be in the Sex and Intimacy Seminar.
Anywhere?
Not in Atlanta. Yeah. The last time I was here was last year. I let it. What?
I said unless you want to travel for
Yeah,
3 months.
that's right.
Or another location.
Okay, then relationship to yourself might be an area to look at, or your relationship to making a difference in the world. Okay, so those are some areas, you know, you can add to that list as well. You know, children's not on here. Maybe that's a specific area you want to put on here. All right, so we're going to create a scale of workability, and this scale goes from 0 to 10. Okay? So 0, what does a 0 mean? A 0 means that area is not working. It just flat out is not working at all. And 10 means that the area is fully working. So when an area of life is rated a 0, in that area there would be struggle, effort, there'd be obligation, there'd be a lot of hard work, not a lot of freedom in that area. Okay, that would be a 0. And when an area is rated a 10, in that area there would be power, there'd be freedom, there'd be full self-expression, peace of mind. Okay, so for each of the major areas of life that you've listed, you're going to rate each area from 0 to 10 on that scale. So again, 0 completely not working, 10 completely, you know, freedom, self-expression, right? So don't worry about the rating. So there aren't good ratings and bad ratings. Okay, so don't worry about the rating. What you want to worry about is telling the truth. Telling the truth for yourself about how it is in that area. Because that's where you're really going to start to have power with it. The more you can tell the truth about it is where you're going to get power. Okay, so in each area of your life that you listed, look to the amount of struggle, effort, and inspiration and rate it from 0 to 10. If you're free, you have power and possibility in that area, it rates a 10. If the area has massive amounts of struggle or effort or resignation, that area rates a 0. Okay, so just go through and write your ratings. Okay, and then if you've got an area of life in which things are fine, it's okay, it's not a problem, okay, that's probably about a 5. You know, if it's like, it's okay, it's fine, but you lack inspiration, you're not fully alive. I mean, maybe it's not flat out broken, but you're not inspired. You know, you're not enlivened in that area. That's probably about a 5. Okay, so just go ahead and rate your areas.